Alright, hey guys, and welcome to a long overdue video here on the Ultimate Collector. So I recently just spent Christmas and New Year out in Japan and had an absolute amazing time and experience out there. It was really refreshing to see how a different culture handles Christmas and New Year, and yeah, it was an absolute blast. And as always, I've brought back a big haul of goodies to show you guys in this video, and I'm really excited to show you some of the bits that I've picked up here. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from the top left and work my way across and go into a little bit of detail of how I come across these items or what they are. I'm not going to go into too much detail for everything, otherwise this video is going to go on for like, I don't know, a couple hours or something, so let's see how well we do. So starting on the top left here, we have some lucky bags. Now these are Resident Evil themed lucky bags, or Biohazard as it's also known out in Japan. And as I've never done a New Year out in Japan before, I wasn't really accustomed to how big the lucky bag thing is out there. And it's not just like accustomed or related to video games. I went past just pretty much any old shop in general and they were selling lucky bags. It could be like cosmetics or even clothing or something. Some of the shops out there were like just full of video games, for instance. Like it would tell you the console and you wouldn't actually know what games you were getting in there. Now the value of the bag you buy, you are getting more than your money's worth within the contents of the bag. So the two I have here is a 1,000 yen bag to the left and a 5,000 yen bag worth of contents inside, and it's going to be solely like Resident Evil related goods inside the bag. There was a 10,000 yen bag here for Resident Evil stuff, but that's like quite a lot of money. 10,000 yen kind of like converts over to around 70 British pounds, so yeah, it's quite a lot of money. Plus they were really big bags and there was no way they was going to get in the case, so I was very fortunate just to managed to fit these two in there. Now I haven't actually opened these bags yet. I'm actually going to do that on a separate video, so for those interested to see what lucky goods I get out of the bag, stay tuned for a video on those. So yeah, these were actually from the Capcom cafe out there, which I was staying very closely to. It was in a place called Ikebukuro. It's a brand new Capcom cafe they've just opened out there. They also did have some lucky bags for other Capcom related franchises. You had like Mega Man, Monster Hunter, and I think there was a couple more there too. The Resident Evil ones sold out pretty quickly. I actually went there New Year's Day to pick these up because, you know, Resident Evil's a very popular franchise. Certainly one of my favourites. So yeah, we come beneath them. We have a copy of Famitsu, which is the gaming magazine they have out in Japan. I picked this one up solely for the fact that it's got the Resident Evil 3 remake on the front cover of that. Really excited for that game. I can't even tell you how excited I am to pick that up. It's going to be a day one purchase. Coming to the left of that, we've got a couple more Resident Evil goods. We've got an umbrella like cloth, I guess you could say that is up underneath that. And that above that, it's a bit hard to see, is kind of like an ashtray sort of thing. You're supposed to put your cigarettes out in that. It's like a little bin that's got the Stars logo on the front of it. Pretty interesting and unique item. It's actually a really old Resident Evil item. It's like going back to the late 90s. Really awesome pickup there. Coming to the left of that is a Dragon Ball Z item, as you can see there, and this is actually a calendar inside there, and I'm really amazed that the box that it came in didn't actually get crushed in my suitcase, because you know how the airport baggage handlers do like to throw your suitcases around, but no, that actually came in mint condition. I'm going to put that on my wall a little bit later on. So yeah, coming beneath that, we've got some more goodies from the Capcom Cafe. So the Capcom Cafe theme out there at the minute is Devil May Cry 5, another franchise I'm a huge fan of. I've played all of them, and Devil May Cry 5 is honestly an amazing game and one of the best games I played last year. Very refreshing to see the Devil May Cry theme out there. Usually whenever I've been out there, the theme of the Capcom Cafe and stuff is always Monster Hunter, which I'm not really a big fan of, but Monster Hunter is a huge franchise out there, so it makes sense why they'd be promoting it so much. But yeah, the big thing you can see there is actually a plate mat that I got because I went in there and had like a meal in there once, and you get the option to have your placemat laminated. It's like a not much more money to get it laminated, and I was like, yeah, awesome, I want to keep that in good condition. So you got your Devil May Cry 5 characters there. You got Virgil, Dante, V, Nero, and Nico, and you get a random coaster for that's when you order a drink or a meal in there. And I got two coasters here. You get the choice at random, and you got one with all the characters on, which is pretty awesome. I'm quite happy to get that one. And then you got Nico to the right. Coming beneath that is more Devil May Cry 5 theme stuff, but very, very interesting. This is actually two aftershave bottles. We've got the Dante themed one and a Nero themed one, and there was a Virgil one there, but that unfortunately sold out really quickly because Virgil is a very popular character, especially with the fangirls. But yeah, these are really, really interesting, and they weren't cheap either. I didn't actually see the price on these until I already took it to the till. And the fragrance of them is pretty awesome too. I'm not gonna lie. There was tester ones out for them, and yeah, I'm really happy to pick these ones up. The Dante one sold out not long after Virgil 2, and it was mostly just Nero and V that was left there as well. Next to that is a couple of like blind bags from also the Capcom Cafe, which was Devil May Cry themed. You get like a random keychain of one of the characters you can see there. You've got them all, and there was also a mystery one there, which I'm guessing might have been one with all the characters on, maybe, like the coaster. But yeah, I haven't actually opened those yet, so I'm not sure which one I've got. And they're currently sitting on a anime magazine there. I should have just pointed out at the start of this video that there will be kind of like a slight NSFW content in this video, so if you're not really into that sort of stuff, then you might want to click off now. But I mean really, really slight. There's not going to be anything too explicit in this video. So with that said, let's carry on moving on. We've got a couple more Dragon Ball Z related goods here. This is basically a wafer you get in here, like a wafer, like literally food you can eat, and then you'll get like a random card in here. Pretty awesome. I've bought a couple of these before, not necessarily Dragon Ball Z themed, but other franchises. Coming to the left there, we've got a couple of Digimon bits. Really big Digimon fan, more specifically Season 1 and 2. Absolutely loved that show. These were from like a pop-up shop out there. Couldn't say no to these. The one on the left is kind of like another blind bag thing. You're going to get like a scene from the anime, if I recall rightly. Haven't actually opened this one yet. And of course you've got Tai, or Taishiki as he's known in Japan, and Agumon. So the reflection's a little bit on this one, if I lift it up there. This was from like the Capcom shop, not the Capcom Cafe, because the Capcom Cafe did have some bits of merchandise, as I've already just shown you. But this was like Capcom's main headquarters for shop, the gift shop, and everything is kind of themed on here, and this was the logo of the shop out there, which is really, really awesome. I thought honestly, this is like a beautiful piece of artwork. You've got essentially Capcom's most recognisable characters there from their franchises. You can see you've got Mega Man, Okaimi, Chris Redfield there, Morrigan, Dante, and I think there's a Monster Hunter like dragon at the top there. You've even got Frank West there, which is awesome. Ryu, of course. So I couldn't say no to picking one of these up because that just looks awesome. And also a couple of more Resident Evil goods I picked up from this shop. This is like really funny looking plushy things. This is Leon Kennedy from like Resident Evil 2, and the one next to it is Chris Redfield. That's just pretty hilarious, and the whole theme of these plushies is you can like stand them on top of each other like that, and they kind of look funny. Pretty cool. Yeah, the Capcom shop was located right next to the brand new Nintendo Center shop they've opened up out there. I really wanted to go in the Nintendo shop, but the queue times were horrendous next to it. It was like a 3-hour wait just to get in there, and I was like, nah, I'm not waiting for that. So luckily the Capcom store was next to it. Well, quite close next to it, and I didn't even know that was there, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to go in there instead. And that was really busy as well, but it certainly wasn't a 3-hour wait to get in there. Next to it, it's a pretty interesting, funny item. It's so if you're familiar with Resident Evil, you know the Umbrella Corporation is kind of like a pharmaceutical company, but it's actually a really evil company doing malicious things around the world. And this is kind of like tablets from their company, but it's actually candy, of course. But I thought this really looked cool. It's actually like a bottle of pills, it looks like, in there. Coming beneath those, a very, very lucky find here. I managed to find a random selection of goods from a second-hand shop out there, one of my favourite animes, which is the Testament of Sister New Devil, or the Japanese translation is Shinmao no New Testament. Here's actually a manga I was missing from it. This is what it looks like. So I was really happy to come across these goods that were all next to each other. Look, we've got like charm straps here. We've got a badge of Mio. couple of the other like keychains of the characters. And the manga, yeah, this is really awesome, and as it's kind of not more so one of the more really popular animes out there, so the merchandise is usually reasonably quite cheap to find of this, if you can find it, because it's, you know, it's really out there, and this was a really lucky find, and these were kind of like only 200 yen each an item, so really awesome to pick those up. Was very happy. Coming above that, we've got the latest issue of Dengeki Moe. This actually has a calendar in it on the back page. So I was after kind of a new anime themed calendar. It's pretty funny. It advertises on the front there. It's called Yes No Pants. Kind of gives you a bit of an idea of the kind of theme that it's going to be going with. Above that is the latest issue of Megami. I always pick a few of these up when I'm out there. Beneath this one, there is another magazine, which is the December issue of Megami. Now, coming above that, now if you're a fan of Dragon Quest, more specifically Dragon Quest 11, then you're going to really love these pieces, because I actually was really excited to pick all these up. I kind of went really over the top with Dragon Quest stuff when I was out there, and I actually picked up every currently released Bring Arts figure of Dragon Quest 11. They are all there that have currently been released, as you can see. So we've got Jade here on the left, we've got the hero, the luminary, we've got Sylvando and Rab, who comes as a 2-for-1 pack, we've got the sisters, Veronica and Serena, another twin pack, and then we've got Eric there on the right. Really awesome. I can't wait to make this Dragon Quest display up. I absolutely fell in love with Dragon Quest 11 last year. It was one of the best games for me last year, and probably one of the best games of the decade. Honestly, it's probably my favourite JRPG game I've ever played. Honestly, I've got a few other bits here on top, some more Dragon Quest bits. This was very fortunate that this came out when I was out there. This is an Asia Argento anime figure from the anime series High School DxD or DD, however you want to call it. Really excited to pick this up, because this is actually my favourite character from the show, and we've actually not had any figures of this character ever released, and the anime's been going around since like 2012, and it's taken us that long to finally get a figure of Asia. Very happy to pick this up. Pretty much all the figures that have been released for this series have mostly been Rias, which is the red-haired girl. I've actually got a few figures of her in the cabinet there to the left. You can see those two on the left, three on the left there I should say, are Rias. It's either Rias or Akano that mostly gets figure releases, so really happy to finally get an Asia figure. And this is actually the Army exclusive version. On top of that is an Asia plaque, although that is currently being sat on by a slime, also another Dragon Quest item. This is actually a Christmas themed slime, and I actually won this in a UFO machine in Joypolis. Really awesome. I actually won a few prizes in claw machines out in Japan, which surprised me because I'm not really that good at them sort of things, but yeah. Coming next to Asia, we have another Dragon Quest figure. So one of the Lawsons out there, which is kind of like a convenience store, think like 7-Eleven or Tesco or something like that, whatever country you're from. This convenience store had like a lottery. You bought a ticket and then you'd get a prize from it. Obviously it's random, so you might get a high number, which gives you a high prize, or a low prize, and they were all awesome, to be honest with you. And this was actually one of the higher prizes, and you actually got a figure. And the theme of the Dragon Quest lottery is it's all like villains. It's like all bad guy themes. So this is one of the last bosses, I believe, from one of the earlier Dragon Quest games. Pretty awesome. On top of that, we have a figure. I think this is Ram, if I recall. No, Rem, sorry, look, the name's on the base there. I should have saw that, Rem. And this was another prize I won from a UFO machine. They're already open because I actually run out of space in my suitcase, so I had to flat pack the box and cover the figures in bubble wrap to protect them. But really awesome figure. Sorry, I should show you a little bit more in detail. There you go. Next to that is another prize I won from a UFO machine. This is, of course, Hatsune Miku, but really awesome figure. I mean, who doesn't love Hatsune Miku? She's awesome, and it looks like she's going on holiday there. How cool is that? Another UFO prize machine. Next to that is the final UFO prize machine I won from the Crane Games, and it's a Pokemon plush. Is it Minum? I think this one is called, or minus Minum something. I'm not too familiar with the later generations of Pokemon, but I put a couple 100 yen in a claw machine, not expecting to win anything, and then this come out, and I won this literally just as the arcade was shutting. They actually really wanted me out of there because they were like, yeah, we're shutting, and I was like, just won a prize. Really awesome. Next to that, we've got some more Dragon Quest things. The little guy there to the right come from a gacha machine. The little tumbler glass there that's next to him, that was one of the other prizes from the Dragon Quest lottery from the Lawson. And above that is a Dragon Quest coaster that came from the Dragon Quest, well, it wasn't Dragon Quest, it was a Square Enix cafe building, which was themed from all the like Square Enix type franchises you can think of. So of course Dragon Quest was there, but you also had Final Fantasy. I'm not too familiar with some of the other Final Fantasy franchises. What else was there? Kingdom Hearts, Nier Automata, I think it's called. But yeah, really, really awesome place. If you're a fan of any of them type of franchises, it's a must. And the food's actually really, really awesome there. Coming beneath that, we've got two, kind of looks like guides. It's like boss monster guides. These were another two prizes I got from the Dragon Quest lottery in Lawson. Next to that is a Dragon Quest bank letter that's from an ATM machine out there. I mean, pretty awesome, right? Beneath that, we've got a Final Fantasy VII postcard that I got. This come from when I bought a couple of bits from the Square Enix cafe when I was in there. This was just a random thing, and there's another Dragon Quest coaster there. Okay, so this is actually a brand new art book that's just come out featuring Dragon Quest 11. Really, really excited to pick this up. It's actually only come out a couple of days before I left out there. Brand new because it also features not only the artwork from the Dragon Quest 11, which came out a couple of years ago, but also the artwork for Dragon Quest 11, the definitive version on Switch, which only actually come out in September. Haven't actually opened that. Really excited to open that and have a look through that. And sitting on that is some badges that I picked up out there of some of the characters, some of my favourites. So you got Veronica, Serena, and Jade. Really, really awesome. Next to that, we've got more Dragon Quest goods, would you believe it? We've got like a placemat cloth of the map itself, the world map, and sitting on top of that is a metal slime, and it actually is made out of metal. It's actually quite heavy. I'll show you a little bit of a closer look at him. Pretty cool, right? They are actually sitting on a, I'm not sure what to call this, it's like a book divider. It's been flattened down just to make space in the case, but the whole thing they're sitting on is like you can fold it out and you can put like books in it. I'm not sure the kind of name for that, but yeah, that was another prize in the Lawson lottery. We've got some Dragon Quest coins there. We've got some Dragon Quest badges here I picked up. As you can see, I kind of went really overboard with Dragon Quest, but I absolutely love that game now. And these are Dragon Quest coasters. Now these were actually only available in the Square Enix cafe that was in Akihabara, and the one in Akihabara usually always has a themed event with whatever the game is at the time or whatever they're promoting, whereas the Square Enix cafe building in Shinjuku is always just kind of all themes. And I was very fortunate enough to get to the Square Enix cafe in Akihabara when they was doing the promotion for Dragon Quest 11, and it was literally just ending as I was getting there. It was like 2 days once I arrived and it was ending. So I went in there, and basically you get a random coaster whenever you order a drink from there. And I really, really wanted to complete this set, so I was literally just ordering as many drinks there as I could, and spent a lot of money in there, had a lot of food in there. The food was really awesome because I really just wanted to complete this set. There was other people in there as well that were trying to do it, and we was all going to other tables and saying like, oh, do you want to trade ones that you've got and which ones I haven't got. I think there's like 10 coasters in general, and I'm only actually missing one, which I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to pick up from eBay at some point, because the one I need is actually one of the more common ones. You can go to some of the second-hand stores out there and you might be able to be lucky enough to find some of these in there. Some of them are more rare than others, and some are a lot more expensive than others. Like some of the common ones you can probably pick up for like 200 yen, and then I saw a really like the popular one and it was like 3,000 yen. Big jump up in the price there, but yeah, really, really awesome. Had such a great time in the, you know, the Square Enix related buildings and cafes out there. Really, really awesome time. The theme of it went over to Octopath after this one, which I've never played the game, but it's like an RPG, old school RPG. It's a new game, but it's like an old school themed RPG that was released on the Switch 2 years ago, I think. It was either last year or 2 years ago. Getting mixed up with dates. It doesn't even feel like 2020 yet. So next to that, we've got a wish board, which was from Can the Shrine, which is quite a famous shrine out there in Tokyo. And this is a funny anime. It's called We Never Learn, and it's a really funny, hilarious anime. Definitely would recommend checking it out. If I wanted to get the wish board out there as one of the shrine things, basically you're supposed to write on these, and then I'm going to get down here to give you a better look. You write on the back. Okay, so it comes with a card as well, as you can see, but you write on the board. There's the string, and you attach it to like the, I don't really know what they're called, like parts of the shrine things that you write your message. So most people will write like, you know, good luck with my exams, you know, I want good health or safe travels. It's basically, you know, you're writing for good luck essentially. The item next to that is just some postcards from the characters from We Never Learn. I haven't actually opened this yet, but it does show you the other characters on the back. Little bit of an SFW, as you can see, but nothing too extreme. Above that is a mouse mat from Hestia, another pretty really good anime. Really like the character design of this one, Hestia. It was released in the West called, actually says on there as well, is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? There you go. Beneath that was a keychain I got from Maid Dreaming, which was one of the maid cafes out there, because you can't go to Tokyo and not go to a maid cafe. They are a lot of fun. So, working our way down, we got a couple of jumpers that I picked up from the clothing shop out there, Uniqlo, because some of the themes they've got out there in a minute is anime related. They usually have crossovers from either animes or video games and stuff, and the crossover at the minute is Dragon Ball Z. I'm of course a very big fan of Dragon Ball Z, so I picked up a couple of jumpers out there and a couple of t-shirts, but the jumpers are definitely awesome. So we've got one there that's got like the Dragon Ball Z logo with the Fusion Saga characters on the logo. But this one's definitely my favourite. This has got Frieza's third form on the jumper, and you never see like merch really of Frieza's third form, so really unique piece. I'm sure most of you probably know that Frieza is also my favourite character from the anime. It's really nice to see that he's had a real big resurgence in popularity. There's so much Frieza merchandise out in Japan now. Since he's come back in Super, yeah, he's had a massive resurgence, which is really awesome to see. Coming next to that, we've got some more Dragon Quest XI items, would you believe it? These were limited edition items that come from the Akihabara Square Enix cafe. I bought these out there. I bought every single one of the characters. I'm going to set them up sometime soon. They're like kind of little flat plastic illustrations of the characters, and you put in the bases. And the ones on the top, these little ones, these come from a gacha machine out there that was exclusive there, and you can also put these in the other slots of the characters, so you can kind of build your own setup, which I thought was really awesome. Next to that, so I did go to Disneyland out in Tokyo. Really awesome experience. I went to both Disney Sea and Disneyland, had an absolute amazing time, because you know it's Disney. What's not to love about going on awesome rides and seeing, you know, classic franchise Disney characters? So I didn't buy too much out there because I was mostly out there just for the fun and experience in Disneyland, but I did pick up like a keychain of Aladdin, because Aladdin's one of my favourite Disney films. So that's pretty cool. Coming down here is like a big illustration of Dragon Quest villains, because this was another one of the prize from the Lawson Lottery, which had actually just ended as I was leaving Japan. And next to that, we've got some more Resident Evil goods. This is actually 2 t-shirts. So themed like themed franchises on t-shirts in Japan are really expensive. Uniqlo is kind of one of the only exceptions because it's kind of like reasonably priced out there. But anything like Resident Evil sort of goods are really expensive, and I was very fortunate enough to see that there was like a sale on, because, you know, end of year new sales, and these t-shirts were buy one get one free, and I couldn't pass that up because these are really awesome shirts. And you can kind of see the price there for just one of the shirts. It's 3,800 yen, so that's a lot of money for a shirt. But as it was that price for two, I couldn't pass that up. It kind of worked out around 2,000 yen each, because in Japan they add the tax on at the end when you get to the checkout. It's kind of a little bit like how they do it in Canada. But yeah, really awesome shirts. I really like this Wesker one too. And you've got Resident Evil 2's Leon and Ada there. Coming beneath that, we've got some various manga that I picked up. And yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I've shown you here in the video, guys. You just zoom out. So yeah, it was a lot, and I'm amazed that I managed to fit all of this in a suitcase. I mean, of course these items here are reasonably flat and easy, but these box figures here, they were a little bit of a pain to get in the box, and I really didn't want them getting crushed or destroyed. So very fortunate with that, especially with these lucky bags. They're like that 5,000 yen one, that's a big bag. So yeah, that's pretty much everything, guys. I appreciate you watching this all the way to the end, for those of you that stuck around. Gonna have some more videos coming on the way of the Ultimate Collector. As I said, the next one should hopefully be the Resident Evil Lucky Bags blind unboxing, and I would like to do an unboxing of Asia Argento. Not sure if anyone's done an unboxing video of that one yet, because I'm really excited to open that one and get that on display. And a little bit behind, but I had planned to get my top video games list out from 2019, and maybe even top games of the decade, but we'll see how things go. Hopefully that will come out sometime soon. But yeah, once again, thank you very much for watching this video, guys. Really do appreciate it. Stick around, there'll be some new content coming soon. Take care of yourselves, and see you later.